I have received 4 Junos, and I've been pretty regularly nominated. But this one was probably really the most meaningful in the sense that it was a huge project. It was a project that was, unlike some of our other Cuban recordings where we have gone to Cuba and made the recording there and basically just taken the, come back, mixed it, mastered it, and just delivered it to the record company. And then, they've given us our money, reimbursed us for what we spent. This recording had a very different history in that it was decided that it was going to be made in Canada. I'd been offered to come out to Banff and be able to write. They were going to give me, accommodation and to write music, and I said, you know what? I don't need that. I mean, I can write music. I've got a cottage. I don't need that kind of thing. But what I could really use would be a place where I could pull together musicians from Cuba, some of the musicians that I'm going to use in North America in a place, workshop it, and because I knew that they had recording facilities there, and record it out there too. It's, enriched, really enriched our lives. When you reach out to another country and vice versa, and you have friendships with people that are from a totally different culture, and politically it's a whole other thing that's happening there, of course. It's added just a whole other level to just our lives, having this connection with Cuba. Musically, professionally, it's been probably, I've been extremely fortunate to have had the Cuban influence within, or that has allowed me to get my music out to people in a way that's given me a distinction from a lot of other jazz artists. So that's been terrific. And I hope I feel it's a two-way street. I mean, I feel in a lot of ways I'm able to help my Cuban musical friends, and they've been able to help me, grow as a musician and get my music out, to the world. I think, Cuba has a lot to teach us in the sense of its culture, because the Cubans are so proud, of their history. The culture has, in many ways, prospered in all directions, in dance and art, literature. There's such a, number one, there's such a history there. We're talking about just hundreds of years of, and of course the influence of, the African combining with the European culture is just really fascinating. Especially in music, that Cuban popular music encompasses so much, also classical music, but also African roots music. Some of, often a lot of the classical musicians have a great respect for popular music, and vice versa, because there's just so much depth. You start to get into the music, and you just find that the influences and how as you backtrack how things have developed historically too in the music scene. It's so fascinating. Cubans love their music, so if they find out you're a musician, they like you because everybody loves to dance. Everybody loves music. When you're walking around the streets of any place in Cuba, you're always hearing a radio on or some form of music making. You see the kids out in recess, and sometimes there'll be like a couple little drummers playing stuff, and they'll be going through their exercises, and then they're doing like little dance routines, which are just keeping them physically active. But like music is just so part of their whole social scene. It's just always there, and just the rhythm and just the movement and the connection to the body. I don't think anybody who goes to Cuba doesn't walk away with that having a very profound influence on them.